Team Italy is back for its 5th WBC appearance, a team that's won 5 WBC games and won at least one game in every WBC, one of only 10 teams that can say that. In their first WBC in 2006, Team Italy was beaten by Venezuela and the Dominican Republic, but won a 10-0 7-inning shutout over Australia. In 2009, they got a win over Canada, but twice were defeated by Venezuela. In 2013, they again beat Canada and beat Mexico, losing only to USA, and for the first time advanced to the second round. In the next round, they lost to the 2 eventual finalists, Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, both losses by 1 run, and that ended their tournament. In 2017, they lost to pool champion Puerto Rico, beat Mexico by 1 run, lost to Venezuela by 1 run, and in a tiebreaker match lost again by 1 run to Venezuela, and did not advance. They'll be playing in Pool A in Taichung, Taiwan, along with the host country, the Netherlands, Cuba, and Panama, considered to be the most competitive pool, where any team can finish first or last, and it wouldn't be too shocking. Their schedule in order will be Cuba, Taiwan, Panama, and the Netherlands. They'll have the first day off and play the last 4 days. As usual, their roster is a mix of Major League and Minor League players, with a few Italian League players as well. Here's what they're bringing, starting with the pitchers. 24-year-old Andre Palante made his Major League debut with the St. Louis Cardinals in 2022. 108 innings in 10 starts and 37 times in relief. ERA .317, WHIP .1417, compiling a win-loss record of 6-5. Matt Harvey, an All-Star 1 decade ago, last played in MLB for the Orioles in 2021. Last year was spent in the minors at AAA Norfolk. He made 10 starts, 54 1/3 innings, ERA .431, WHIP .1399, and a win-loss record of 6-1. Sam Gaviglio last appeared at the Major League level in 2020. 2021 in the KBO, he had an ERA of .586 as a starting pitcher. 2022 at AAA Oklahoma City, he threw 66 innings in a mix of starting and relief, ERA .635. Thiago da Silva had a good season as a starting pitcher in Mexico last summer. 12 starts, 39 2/3 innings, ERA .204, WHIP .1261. But over the winter in Venezuela, he threw 25 innings in relief, with an ERA of .612. Those 4, I'd imagine, will be the starting rotation. An MLB starting pitcher in Palante, a good Mexican League starting pitcher, and 2 that were starting pitchers in AAA last year, 1 decent and 1 not so good. Not a rotation that'll take them all the way, but if you look at the other potential starting rotations in Pool A, this could be the best one. But we all know that in the first round a strong bullpen is more important, so let's take a look at the rest of their pitching staff. Matt Festa made 53 relief appearances for the Mariners last season, 54 innings, 64 strikeouts, ERA .417, WHIP .1130. Ryan Castellani appeared 3 times for the Oakland A's last year, 2 2/3 innings, no runs, no walks, and only 2 hits. But his numbers at AAA Las Vegas look terrible. 39 runs in 29 innings of relief, for an ERA of .1197. Vinny Nittoli tossed 2 scoreless, hitless innings for the Phillies last year. With 3 different AAA teams, he threw 52 innings and 37 appearances, ERA .381, WHIP .1038. Joe Biagini played at the Major League level from 2016 to 2021. Last year he had a good summer at AAA Buffalo, 39 innings and 30 appearances, ERA .346, WHIP .1179. Joey Marciano, a lefty coming up in the Giants system. Last year he played at AAA Sacramento, 56 games, 59 innings, 62 strikeouts, ERA .412, WHIP .1542. Brian Marconi, a 25-year-old lefty in the Phillies organization. He reached the AAA level last year, posting a .395 ERA in 13 innings of relief. WHIP was really high though, at .2049. Mitchell Stumpo played at AAA Reno with an ERA of .353 in 45 games, WHIP .1338, struck out 51 batters in 43 innings. Stephen Woods tossed 3 scoreless innings at AAA Omaha, only 1 hit and 1 walk allowed. At AA Northwest Arkansas, 38 games, 58 innings, ERA .450. Joe La Sorsa, a 24-year-old lefty in the Rays system. Last year he reached AA Montgomery, 34 innings in relief, ERA .315, WHIP .845. He also put up a .162 ERA and .795 WHIP in 39 innings at high single-A Bowling Green. Jeffrey Pasantino, a Pirates prospect, reached AA Altoona last season, posting a .392 ERA in 41 innings, mostly in relief, WHIP .1355. He also played in the Puerto Rican League this winter, putting up a .0.77 ERA and .857 WHIP in 12 relief appearances. 24-year-old Angels prospect Glenn Albanese spent most of last summer at high single-A Tri-City, where he tossed 37 innings and 27 relief appearances, with an ERA of 3.41 and a WHIP of 12.16. He made 5 appearances at AA Rocket City, where he gave up 5 runs in 9 2/3 innings. Vin Timpanelli, a 24-year-old Reds prospect, had a sub-4 ERA in 29 innings at high single-A Daytona, but at AA Chattanooga, 18 innings with an ERA of 7. Here's an interesting one. Alessandro Ercolani, only 18 years old and born in the tiny nation of San Marino, population 33,000, trying to become the first from there to play in MLB. He played rookie ball in the Pirate system last year, 8 starts, 2 times in relief, 30 innings, 39 strikeouts, ERA 1.19, WHIP 12.86. 26-year-old Matteo Bocci last played in the Major League system in 2021 with the Cubs. At high single-A South Bend, he had a 3.77 ERA in 57 innings, starting and relief, but had trouble at AA Tennessee, 3 games, 7 innings, 7 runs allowed. 22-year-old Brewers prospect Michele Vasilati played at single-A Carolina, recording a 2.64 ERA in 47 innings of relief, with 56 strikeouts, WHIP 11.12. Vincenzo Aiello, a former Marlins prospect, had some good years in the past, but playing independent ball in Staten Island in 2022, he surrendered 19 runs in 22 innings of relief. Niccolo Pinazzi is a 23-year-old lefty in the Reds organization. He made 1 appearance in single-A last year. The rest of the time he was in the Rookie League, where he had a 4.54 ERA in 39 innings. Alex Bassani is from the Italian League, never played anywhere else. Last year he threw 45 innings in 17 games, ERA 1.77, WHIP 8.76. 24-year-old Claudio Scotti was a Pirates prospect, then spent 3 years in the Italian League, then played at the rookie level for the Mets last year, but had an ERA over 7 in 5 games. 26-year-old Nick Fonte last played in the Major League system in 2018 at high single-A Clearwater, where he had an ERA over 7. He also played in the Australian League for the 2018-19 season, posting a sub-4 ERA in 6 starts. Braxton Lorenzini is a former Padres and Rockies prospect, made it up to high single-A, but he last appeared in 2021 at the rookie level, 5 games, 1 1/3 innings, 11 runs surrendered. That's all the pitchers they've got. That includes the pitchers in their designated pitchers pool, so you won't see all of these guys. They've got some major league arms and then pitchers from all levels of the minors. No really good major league relievers, but they've got so many that were successful in AAA last year. Overall, it's a good bullpen, but I'd have to say that's their weakness. Now let's check out their hitting. Ben DeLuzio made his major league debut last year with the St. Louis Cardinals. Not a great debut. He went 3 out of 20, 2 singles, 1 double, and 3 walks. At AAA Memphis, he slashed .278, .353, .429, 9 home runs, and 30 stolen bases in 94 games. Played nearly every game in center. 25-year-old left-handed hitting Diamondbacks prospect Dominic Fletcher played at AAA Reno last summer and had no trouble hitting the ball in his first season at that level. 101 games, slash line 301, 368, 452 with 8 triples. He can play any outfield position but spent most of his time in center last year. Saul Frelick, a 22-year-old left-handed hitter in the Brewers system, 46 games at AAA Nashville, 365, 435, 508 with 9 stolen bases. Split time between left and center field last summer. Nicky Lopez, a left-handed hitting infielder for the Kansas City Royals. He hit .227, .281, .273 in 141 games. The last 2 years he's led the league in sacrifice hits. Played a lot of games at second, third, and short last year, more at second than anywhere else. David Fletcher, a 5-year Angels veteran, was limited to 61 games in 2022, slashed .255, .288, .333. Played at second and short almost equally last year. Played more at second in the past. 25-year-old first baseman Vinny Pasquantino was a rookie for the Royals last year, and a good rookie season it was. He hit .295, .383, .450, 10 home runs in 72 games. Miles Mastrobuoni played at the major league level for the first time in 2022. 8 games, going 3 out of 16 with 1 walk. Good numbers at AAA Durham. 129 games, 16 home runs, 23 steals. Slash line 300, 377, 469. Plays more at second than anywhere else, but also played more than a dozen games at short, and in all 3 outfield positions. Robel Garcia played 2 seasons at the major league level, last time in 2021. Last season he played at AAA Iowa and in the KBO. At Iowa he hit 12 home runs in 41 games, 295, 394, 619, but didn't do so well in the KBO. 39 games, 206, 308, 353. Plays all infield positions, mostly at third at Iowa, second in the KBO. John Valente is a switch-hitting Tigers prospect. At AAA Toledo, he hit .293, .355, .390 in 82 games. He played 42 games at third, 22 games at second, and 7 games in left. Behind the plate, they've got Dominic Marolio from the Diamondbacks organization. At AAA Reno last season, he hit .257, .342, .481, 10 home runs in 63 games. Brett Sullivan is another AAA catcher. He also plays at third and in the outfield. At AAA El Paso of the Padres organization, he hit .285, .339, .444. In 113 games, he hit 9 home runs and 28 doubles. Vito Frisia is a 26-year-old catcher in the Phillies organization. Played briefly at AAA last summer, going 1 out of 18 in only 6 games. At AA Reading, he hit 10 home runs in 83 games, with a line of .245, .374, .415. Alberto Mineo is a left-handed hitting catcher. Played at AAA Buffalo back in 2018. Now plays in the Italian League. Hit 6 home runs in 34 games last year, with a line of .317, .418, .542. They've got an outfield full of good AAA hitters, a major league infield, and a couple good AAA hitters behind the plate. Not really weak at any position, it's all pretty balanced. Like I said before, the bullpen is probably the team's greatest weakness. Fortunately for them, there aren't any really good hitting teams in Pool A, though the Netherlands and Cuba can be dangerous with the hitters they've got. Then again, so can this Italian team. I'd put their chances of advancing at 40%. Netherlands and Cuba should be slightly favored against Italy. Netherlands because of their hitting, Cuba because of their bullpen. And against Taiwan, it's a toss-up. Hard to compare a team full of AAA players with a team of CPBL All-Stars. And Taiwan is the home team for this pool. Big advantage there. Could they win it all? There's a small chance. They've got enough major league level pitching and hitting to upset one of the WBC giants. Doing it 3 times in a row in the final 2 rounds is highly unlikely. We'll say they have a 5% chance of winning it all. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think down in the comments. That's all for this one, and until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya.